What is a job that requires little effort but pays very well? My brother-in-law is a security guard for a mineral mine. Mostly walks around and reads books. He calls himself a paid witness in case a crime occurs. Makes good money for a decently leisurely job. Security guard in any remote area pays well, but is very boring. Heck, even security guards in the city don't do a whole lot of work. So many times they are caught sleeping. I'm a limo driver. I make $35 per hour driving from point A to point B. A friend used to be a rice grader. He would go through a warehouse and inspect batches of rice by putting a handful in a tray and seeing how many grains were broken, how consistent they were, and how much non-rice shit was present. I asked him how it was quantified. He said something along the lines of, "I don't know, man. You just kinda decide?" He had zero qualifications or experience in the rice field. It paid $25 per hour, but that's damn good to just make up the rules of rice grading, if you ask me. There was an article a few years written by a guy whose job is to literally watch paint dry for a paint manufacturer. Said it was boring, but paid roughly $70k. I forget the title, but basically escort at government facilities that require a security clearance. Pays like 80 to 90k and all you have to do is walk non-cleared people like, say, the janitor, around the building and make sure they don't steal anything. If you can pass a detailed background check, you're in. I've been working in corporate America for 20 plus years and I've found that the higher up I move in the company, the less actual work I do. Drawbridge operator. The job itself is crazy easy. It's literally a button pusher and there's no prerequisite training or experience. Our local operator just retired and because he was a town employee his salary was public knowledge. Pulled down 6 figures every year for 45 years. Note, there is obviously massive responsibility and professionalism required, so I'm not dragging anyone that does it. One of my buddies who's an X-ray technician said some days he has 1 hour of actual work out of an 8-hour shift. When I commented he's got it good, he said he gets paid for what he knows, not what he does. I suspect most jobs that pay you well without much actual work is the same. You are being paid for your expertise. Real estate agent. It's a joke that as a society we are okay with giving these people such a huge commission on something we own, and they are just the middleman. Why are we okay with their overinflated salaries, yet teachers are dirt poor? Backwards if you ask me. Overnight concierge at luxury apartment/condo buildings in metropolitan areas. The morning and afternoon shifts you're dealing with incoming packages most of the day, sorting, labeling, and fetching them. Overnight barely handles any of that, if at all. It's just a matter of being fine with having a schedule like that, or putting up with such a boring job. Pay might not be as well as a lot of the other jobs, but relative to the work performed, it pays you for sitting at a desk from 12 AM to 8 AM doing next to nothing. Brutally honest, most of the military, you spend your first 6 months, minimum, just doing training. Yes, it's physically demanding, but it's not like you have to deal with customers or deadlines or any deliverables. And absolutely nothing besides a GED is required to be hired. After training you go to your unit where you are basically told exactly what you have to do every minute of the day. Show up, do what you are told. As long as you stay out of trouble you will be fine, and also get promoted. Saying, "I'm Groot," and getting paid 55 million. I could never understand why they got Vin Diesel to do this when you could pay the janitor to do the same thing. They figured the box office gain from Vin Diesel's name being on the billing would be greater than $55 million. Locksmith. Once in a while you'll have to hang a door, but for the most part, it's changing the keys that operate a door lock. It takes a bit of math to calculate which pins drop into the cylinder, especially if there is a master key that also operates the lock, but after you gain some experience, it's easy. For a residential rekey, you simply set up multiple cylinders that work on the same key. You walk up to the door, remove the lock, partially disassemble it, remove the existing cylinder, and replace it with the new one. Then you reinstall the lock. It takes maybe 5 minutes. You're walking up to the house with the cylinders in one hand and a screwdriver in the other, and you're getting paid about $30 per hour. Most government contracting jobs just have to be willing to travel frequently. Was a contractor for the military for a year in Kuwait. Easiest job. Watched a lot of Netflix. Paid a lot of money, but not worth having no life outside of work. I'm a barber. School was $18,000 for 1,500 hours of training, 9 months full time. I spent the first 7 years of my career struggling to learn and produce consistently good work, but now I make $80 per hour, about $112,000 annually. My clients and I have a 12-year relationship, and, most days, I feel like I get to hang out and laugh with my friends all day. Hasn't felt like work for the last few years. They leave looking and feeling great, which makes me feel great. I honestly feel guilty that teachers, nurses, and other vital workers who spent so much time and money on their education often earn one half of what I do. Thanks for watching the video. For more content like this, please subscribe, like, and share the video and push the notification button.